All right, YouTube family. So we just got a seller that we sent out the contract, and then the seller just respond back that he has changed his mind about selling the property. So I'm going to call the seller back and see what's up, because this is a 6-figure wholesale deal. So I cannot let it go this easy. Okay. If it was like a $10,000 or whatever it is, that's fine, you know, but this, I'm going to call the seller up and see what's up. So for those of you who have a seller that changed their mind, who goes on you, whatever it is, hopefully this video will show you exactly how to handle it. Okay. So here is the message that we got from the seller. So let me read it to you. So here's what the seller say. He said, hey, hey, we got excited to sell, but we look at some other option today, and this deal just don't work for now. I'm not closing the book on a deal, but the market is not going to get us what we needed. So it sounds like they needed more money, okay, for the deal, and there is room for us to actually make it work. And then after this, I'm going to share with you exactly how we actually found this deal. This is supposed to be a 6-figure, $100,000 plus deal. So let's go. Okay. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you where I find the lead. How did I negotiate with the seller? And then how did we arrive at this spot? So, and then tomorrow we have a walkthrough on a property that we're going to make. I'm hoping we can make 50,000, but if it's not, you know, my whole thing is, dude, you got to bring it to the finish line. If it's not at a finish line, if the money is not in your hand, then obviously it's potential. So here we go. And why is it not ringing? Why is it not ringing? Hold on a second. Here we go. Good morning. Is this Will?
Yes.
Will, this is Khang. How's your morning going?
Oh, not too bad.
Will, am I catching you at a good time? You got a few minutes to chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so Will, I got the message from you.
Yeah.
And I want to call you back because, you know, just like at the beginning, I just want to make sure that there is something here that we can make it work for you and work for us. And I understand that if it doesn't work for if it doesn't work for you, then obviously there's no deal, right? And if we can't have it make sense for us, then obviously we can't move forward to buy the property. So I know that you.
It isn't that I'm not, and I'm very clear. I'm not closing the book on the deal with you.
Sure.
People. We did some searching yesterday
Yep.
on what we need for housing, and we just can't do it on the deal we're doing now. Now I don't know what the changes is in that.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what. We looked at a place over in Squim yesterday that had 4/10 of an acre with a 11 square foot house. They
Yep.
want $650,000 for it.
Oh, okay.
And that was a radical one, and completely. But there's a lot that aren't that far from that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to walk out of something that I've got my life involved in here.
Oh,
and
for
my
sure.
wife's on this property forever.
For sure, Will.
And this just came too quick. It just
Sure.
And I really don't have anything against you. I don't.
Oh, thank you.
I just can't get rid of a lifetime thing that we have
For
here,
sure,
and
Will.
nothing else. And this is 90% of what we have in our life.
Yep,
We have
I
enough
understand.
savings to get by, and we don't want to sell it. We don't want to leave here, but we know we're probably within the next few months we're going to have to.
Right. I got you.
But I just can't give up something that we have invested in this. We built this
For
house.
sure.
We developed this property.
Yep.
And my wife has been on this property for all but about 11 months of the 76 years of her life.
Sure, yeah,
and
I understand.
We're the end of a generation family.
Yep.
And it's just something I can't make a 1 week decision on.
For sure, Will.
No, I like working with you,
thank you.
Right now, I just need some time.
Okay, Will, not a problem at all. Because when I got the message from you, I was scared because I was like, did I say something to Will that
No,
upsets or
no,
offend him?
no,
But I'm glad that we're on good term. So
no. It's not that at all. It's just
sure,
we did, and we've tried to do something that we need probably a month to do that we ended up with trying to do in 5 days, and it just
no problem,
I
Will.
just I didn't I texted you last night at midnight because I just thought about it. I
Oh,
thought about it. I thought about it. I
yeah.
couldn't sleep, and I thought so. I wasn't even sure which number it was, but I got the last one that I knew was from Bellingham, and
No
I knew it was
problem.
one of 3 or 4 numbers.
Yep.
And
So
I just said, I'm just not going to have you come down here and drive
yeah.
150 miles when I'm not.
Thank you,
But
Will.
no, it isn't you. It
Okay,
isn't your
good.
company.
Good. So
It's just we're not ready
yep,
to make this commitment right now. And
I completely
if
understand.
I couldn't replace and get a home suitable for us for losing this, because we love living where we live here.
Oh, for
Between
sure.
Marty and I, we've been on this property 127 years.
For
So
sure.
uh, and there's 4 places on, and I know acreage
Yep.
is so hard to get,
Yep.
and I know and view property and everything. We can't walk out here with $400,000 and get anything. We can't even get in a
Yeah.
trailer park with a decent 20-year-old mobile home for that
Yep.
money.
Gotcha. So Will, my whole thing is I want to make sure that it works for you and the wifey. And I want to make sure that if there's anything that I can do to get you guys taken care of,
Yeah.
that I'm willing to do my best.
Right.
So
I know.
so Will, what I'm understanding at this point, it's hard for you guys to move forward because you guys needed to get more for the property. Is that correct, Will?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you
And
know how much more you guys are looking to get for you guys to be comfortable with moving forward?
you know, after what I experienced yesterday and what I
Yep.
saw properties for, I don't know that I can even make a guess because it doesn't look to me like it looks to me like we're gonna have to have someplace between 200 250,000 more for this to make sense for us at all.
Okay.
You know,
So now,
it is because I'm not gonna go live in a dump.
no, I
And
understand that. And I definitely
we got,
don't want
I mean,
you and the wifey
you
to live
came
in the
down
dump.
and saw the place. Yes, it needs a little bit of remodeling, but
Yeah.
structurally, everything is fine. It's just dressing. This thing needs it. It's not falling apart. It's a
Yep.
very well built house. It's just been lived in for 25 years,
Nope.
30 years.
I
And
completely understand. So Will,
and
so like I said, I want to make sure that you and the wife are comfortable with whatever price that we agreed on, whatever term that we agreed on, if we do come to an
right.
agreement. And I definitely want to do my best to get you both taken care of, whether we work something out or we don't. That's completely fine. So
And if we don't do something, I'm more than willing to pay some things for all the work you have done on it.
no, Will, don't
Just
worry about
I
that.
don't do things like that.
Will, not a
I'm as
problem.
honest as any human being you've ever known in your life. And
Will, not a problem. I completely understand. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's just part of the business. So you and I are on good terms. There's no hard feeling whether we do something together or we not. I just want to be able to be here to help you guys out in any shape or form that I can. And that's
Yeah.
whether we do something together or we don't, it's completely fine. Now, what I do want to understand, Will, is that so the time frame is not an issue, correct? So the time frame is not an issue because we can close anytime you guys want. And we can give you guys plenty of time to vacate the property and to take the stuff out. But the only thing that's holding you and the wife moving forward, because you guys would have to buy a new place, is that you need to get more for the property for it to make sense for you both. Is that correct, Will?
right.
I see. Okay. So I think with the
Because I know what this property is doing. And this property is one of the most desirable spots in this area.
yeah.
It's close to everything. It's got acreage. It's got privacy, and it's got a lot of stuff here. You
No.
got a great big shop, a small shop.
Yeah.
You got a 3,312 foot, a complete apartment downstairs if you want to use it, or you can use it like we originally planned with a rec room and that.
Yeah.
And we have a bedroom down there that I built. And we rented our shop out here back about 10, 15 years ago for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Running a
For
machine
sure.
shop. I was working graveyard, so we built an extra bedroom downstairs.
Oh wow.
Put down there, and even had extra insulation because I was working graveyard and I couldn't sleep with the noise from the
I
shop.
see.
They had some cuts, so it's got a lot of things that's not even you won't even see on paper, and it just needs freshened up. Is what it
Sure.
needs. It doesn't need rebuilt. It needs that.
Like
But,
a facelift.
I put get this house up. I think pretty much we wouldn't have any trouble getting at least $1.5 million out of this house right now.
Wow. Okay.
And at least, and it's just it's in a prime area. It's close to everything, and yet it's still private.
Yeah. No,
300 feet
I
above
understand.
the road, so we're with a view and a driveway. We got
Yeah.
a driveway that we put it in 30 years ago was almost $40,000 and just like 42 loads of pit, and then
Yeah.
we had another 27 loads at top, and then for the next 5 years we were adding every year to it. That driveway right now wouldn't wash around if you had a flash flood. You'd have to call Noah
Yeah.
to get out. So, I mean, we have a thing in the driveway. It's not even asphalt, and we got $75,000 in it. That's 25 and 30 years ago.
Yeah. They're expensive.
And it's just something we have spent our life together,
For
putting
sure.
together and doing, and we can't make a decision in 5 days to get rid of it.
Nope. I completely understand.
I haven't ever missed a payment on this house in 30 years, not one.
You did an
And
awesome job.
And when Wells Fargo, our original bank, went and sold this thing,
They screwed you over bad.
Screwed us out of about $1 million that they cost.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe.
I was, younger when I got it. I didn't know that. I didn't check. I thought a real estate guy, and that banker was smart enough to catch that thing. But when it came on, there was no warning, no nothing. All of a sudden, they said you're sold. Now you're going to pay 4% more interest.
That is crazy.
Now we're still today paying. We're paying 9% interest on this house, and we're paying. We make $1,489.20 payment every 14 days.
Whew.
So we're talking almost $130 a day to live here.
Man.
And we have almost $1 million equity in this property.
Yeah.
So, and of listing price. So it's just, but it's overwhelming, and we're just not making that much income. Luckily, we saved some money, but a lot of that's gone too. But
Nope, I
I
understand.
can still hold. I can still hold on another year. And I have some people that owe us money, mostly the family.
Yeah.
And they're getting their life straightened out, and they're paying us back, and that's helping us a lot too. So.
Gotcha. No, I understand.
But I do want to get to a place, but then we've got to. I know it sounds stupid to you, but we've got a dog. She's 7 years old. She's a genuine blue-nosed pit, and she is.
I love dogs.
Very, very special dog.
Yeah.
I can't take her from having all this acreage to run around on and coop her up in a trailer park.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
And this dog is just a special, special, special dog.
For sure. I mean, well, I got 3 dogs, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. Every single time when people talk to the wife and they said it's a dog, she said, no, it's my kids. So I understand how precious it is when it comes to dog. Now, so Will, I understand that you and the wife, you guys need a certain amount for you guys to obviously move on and find a decent place for you to move on and then settle down for the rest of your life. So my whole thing is, or I think originally you guys wanted to walk away with $450, correct, in your pocket?
Well, I thought at first 5, and then when I talked to you at 450, then
yeah,
I was doing some things in my head, and
sure.
I thought, well, we can make the 430 work, and then I got the shock of my life. We had been looking at some property over at Swim for the last 10 years. It's just a nice, dry place in the state to live. And
for sure,
it's probably the only other place in the state we would even consider living.
Oh, I hear you.
Because I've been here 53 years, and my wife's been living on this property all but about less than 6 months of her, well, about a year and 2 months of her life.
Yeah.
Her first marriage was a disaster, and she went through an attempted murder and everything else. And she's a wonderful lady. She really is. And I met her on a blind date, but we both had some friends that were both good friends, and they said, I went through a horrible marriage my first time too. In fact, she's dead, and we've lost 3 of our 5 kids combined.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
My son in Sacramento, and our daughter, her oldest daughter is 57, lives with us. My oldest son's going to turn 60 on the 4th of April. So,
wow.
Anyway,
so
So we just lost our oldest daughter here just on the
Yeah.
24th of April.
Sorry to hear that, Will.
We just got the urn delivered by Saturday from the funeral home and got her ashes. We just got those last Saturday.
Yeah.
And but they got to go back to Michigan. She's going to be buried at the Christian Reformed Church Cemetery where she grew up. And so that's another thing we got on our table right now. We've got to get that back to Michigan, and
Yeah.
that's where I graduated in high school, and I want to go back and see some people. So it just all built up on me last night. I'm just saying I'm not clear.
Sure.
I just had so much on my table the last
For
90
sure.
days that I just needed to breathe.
For sure. For
And-
sure.
and
I
I'm college educated, so I'm not stupid. And
Nope, I understand. So, Will, so let me ask you this, Will. In a perfect world, if you needed X amount to get from the property to make it work for you and the wifey, where do you think that you would need to be for it to make sense for you, make sense for the buyers, and be fair?
I'd have to sit down and figure it out.
Okay.
Because I'm usually good with doing figures in my head, but I haven't kept up with this inflationary world close enough.
No problem.
And
So,
we were thought about California. And I love the Sacramento area. If I'm going to live in California, that's the area I want to live in.
yeah.
Because it's reasonably. Then my son just informed me yesterday when I was talking to him that Newsom just put, and then the first September, their gas tax going up another 61 cents a gallon, and it's already over $5 now.
Yep. No,
So
it's getting crazy.
It's just, and I like California, but I mean, it's just
The
usually
taxation
only
is
Hollywood in that area was it where a normal man can't live. Now it's the whole state pretty much.
No, for sure. Inflation is getting
I don't
crazy.
know. I want to go back to Michigan, but my wife won't do it. I don't blame her. It's too wet back there and cold. And
Yeah,
winters
for
are
sure.
too rough. And she was born here, and she's lived here, and she's going to be 76 years old here in about in November. So
Well,
and we've been together. We've been married. We'll have our 50th anniversary
congrats.
next April. So,
Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
The wife and I think my wife and I, we've been together for 20 something years. We met when we were 18. So, it was, I mean, I'm fortunate enough and hopefully it lasts, but, it is my first, marriage. Things are going well, but I think in every relationships, there's ups and there's down, and our relationship is, far from perfect, but we're working on it every single day. I was brought in a family where once you met the woman, then it's just commit. You guys just have to fight through the downtime and just stay committed and stay loyal to each other. And I think trust is the biggest thing, and loyalty. Even though there's a lot of temptation in the world, but you just got to say no because you have found the one there already. So Will, like I said, I want to be able to help you and the wife out as much as I can and make it work for you guys and work for us. And if we can't, not a problem. If there's anything I can guide you in the right direction, I certainly will, more than happy to. So here, how about we do this, Will? I know that you need some time. Maybe you have to also talk to the wife and to think about what it is that, you guys would need to walk away with for it to make sense for you both. And then, and then I'll call you back maybe like, I would say tomorrow, and then you can give me that figure. And then I'll be more than happy to take it over to my team manager and say, hey, here's what Will and his wife needs for them to actually make it work and move on. Can we do this or can we not? And then I will do my best to fight for you guys and do whatever I can. And at least I'll let you guys know if we can make it work or not. Would that work for you, Will?
I don't know whether I can do it in 24 hours, but
okay.
I'm not going to put a time limit on it. We're going to search. We're going to take the time away. We're going to
Sure.
look at different areas, and we're going to take some time to evaluate it. We're not going to do it. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to make a decision in 24 hours.
Well, not a problem. Okay, not a problem.
This isn't going to happen.
Will, not a problem at all. And now, if there's,
and I got so fooled by some figures that were in my head that I realized that I just didn't. I knew that I knew this expansion and the cost of living is rising. I just
Yep.
didn't even realize how much it's moved in the last 90 days. It's just blowing me away.
Yeah, no,
'Cause I
it's
looked at some things. I looked at some things 3 months ago that are almost right now 25 to 30% more than they were 90 days ago.
no, it is crazy. I mean, we took a
And
trip to Costco and we bought like 6 items and it comes out to like $150. And I remember $150, you can really like you can fill up your cart. But now
well,
it's just not the
I'm a
same
little bit
anymore.
older than you. I mean, I'll be 80. I'm 81 and about 4 months old right now. But I bought my first house in 1965 in a
Yeah.
northern suburb of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And it was a 3-bedroom, full basement. It only had 1 bathroom, but it was a big one upstairs. 3
Yeah.
bedrooms, kitchen, nice kitchen, big mirror in the living room out there. And a nice new development in northwestern town called Comstock Park in Grand Rapids.
So at this point, what I'm going to do is obviously I
We
just
bought
push
that
the
house in
seller away
1963
because
for
you don't want to keep on
$13,900.
trying to push
We
the
put
seller.
$500
Obviously, he's
down
just
on
not
down
ready,
payment on that
right?
house. It was
And he just needs some
$94 a
time.
month.
But you
And
want
it
to be
was in
able
a
to
nice
provide
neighborhood.
value,
It's still a good
right? You want to
community.
be you want to
And
be
the
there
people
for
that
him
bought it from
when
us,
he is ready.
my ex-wife,
So
I,
watch how
when
I'm
we
going to
left
handle
there in
this.
1969, still live there. The next door neighbors had bought the place about the same time. It was a brand new home, brand new community
Yeah.
development. And still, of the 4 people that lived in our cul-de-sac there, 3 of them are still there. We're the only ones that left. And all the parents that were
Yeah.
our age have passed. But then the oldest daughter, which is who babysat our kids, and our kids are 6. The ones we have left are 60 and 57. Our
Wow.
youngest one was Martine's kid, and he had troubles from the beginning. He was premature.
Yeah.
He died at 31, but we saw that coming. But my son, 55, died, and I just lost my 59-year-old daughter here 7 weeks ago.
Yeah. Really sorry,
And,
Will.
and it's just,
My heart goes out to you. My prayer goes out to you and your family. And I'm so sorry for all your losses. But I think I was telling you the other day, and this has got to be like the toughest time of my life. And this is about 4 years ago. I lost my dad and my brother both at the same time, one day apart. And I would trade anything in the world right now just to have him back again. I literally would trade anything in the world. So I understand. My heart goes out to you, Will. Now, Will, I know that you need time. You and the wife need times. Think about it. Talk about it. All of that, not a problem. If you ever need anything from me, Will, if you need a good contract, I know you have a lot of connection, but if you need anything from me, Will, please don't hesitate to reach out, call me, or text me. Okay?
if we will try to take all the spare time we have here
Sure.
in the next month or so and
Yep.
try to look to see what one, because we're just, we don't want, I can't get my wife out of Washington. I love it here too, but I'm tired of the politics, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I want to get to a state that's got the Republicans run, and I don't want to get in a political argument with it, because I've always been basically Republican. That's what my folks were. That's what I was growing up. I think
Yeah.
it makes more sense. But I've also voted twice for a Democratic president. And one of the presidents I went for, I didn't care very Goldwater, but I thought Jimmy Carter probably was the best human being that has ever been the president of this country.
Yeah.
And maybe Abraham Lincoln be a close second, but he was one of the worst presidents we ever had. And that was the beginning of, in my opinion, of the demoralizing actions of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
We just faced the worst administration that I believe this country's had, and I'm pretty much a history. I'm not going to say I'm a scholar, but I understand history a lot, and I've studied history a lot. My wife says sometimes I like history so much I live in the past sometimes, and she might be right. But I grew up in the 60s.
Yeah.
And, I don't think the 60s culture, with the doo-wop and that, people think it's stupid in their day, but it was the closest we made with friends.
Yeah.
I just can't see my kids as I watch 4 generations of kids and grandkids grow up now.
All right, now he just
And
goes. I mean,
I've got a
he's
great granddaughter
he's
that's gonna be
80 some.
16,
Probably haven't had
on the
anybody talk
20th
to
of
in a long
December this
time.
year.
All right.
She's the one that lives in Lincoln with my
So
oldest
obviously
granddaughter.
now he found
And my oldest
somebody that
granddaughter's
would
gonna be
talk to
40 on the
him.
5th of August. So
There he
that's,
goes.
35 days away, 38 days away.
Yeah.
We're gonna have my oldest granddaughter gonna be 40. And we had 5 kids between the two of us. I had 3, Martine had 2.
Yeah.
And but this generation and kids, they just don't know what they missed by not living and being around in the 60s. Because all of our kids were born in the 60s.
Yeah, I agree
And
with
they
you.
enjoyed themselves more in the 60s than
For
they
sure.
do now.
I
And
100% agree with you. Well,
but what that Biden administration did to this country in the last 4 years, I don't know that we're ever going to recover from it, from both
yeah,
socially, morally, religiously, or any facet that is important in our lives.
yeah,
That
for sure.
administration did everything to destroy it, and that
Yeah.
party is so dumb that I have great grandchildren that look at it and say, "What are these people doing?" You know,
Yeah.
it's,
No, I
it's,
hear you. I hear
and
you.
right now you work so hard for something, and you thought you spent a lot of money because you spent $1 million getting yourself the property you want.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now, after paying all that and another $400,000 interest, people tell you your place not worth anything anymore. But yet when you go buy anything from anybody, you're paying 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 times as much money as in that time.
Yep. No, I hear
and the
you.
balance is just not fair for ordinary people.
Yeah.
This world right now is born and is ran by people that are rich that have no conscience or even an imagination of what a working blue-collar working person does in their life when they do it the best they can do it.
Yeah. No,
And they know they did most of it right.
I hear you, Will.
And
I definitely agree with you and where you're coming from. And my whole thing is I was grew up in a generation. Obviously, I'm only 41. You're like twice. But everything that you said makes 100%. Now, so here's kind of where I'm at, and I just want to be able to be here as like a resource for you. So if anything that you need from me, Will, regarding anything, please let me know. If you need help finding a new place, if you need help moving anything, cleaning anything up, we have some crews, some contractor that we can also help provide you with some of that as well. Okay, Will. But I will touch, but you got my number. You can call me or text me anytime. But I'll touch base with you in about a couple weeks and see where you're at, and we'll go from there. Okay, Will.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
like I said, for the effort and the work you put in, if it don't work, I'll do something to make it right with you.
No, Will.
I know it's not an obligation, but I know you've worked hard on this. And
no, Will.
If it doesn't work, I want to do something. If nothing else, take you and your partner out for a nice dinner or something.
Will, not a problem at all. Not a problem. I don't want you to worry or stress about that. It's just part of my job. Not a problem. I enjoy our conversation. I enjoy the time that we had on the phone. I appreciate the opportunity that you give us and our company just to even talk to you and look at your property. And like I said, my whole entire goal is to make sure that this can work for you and work for us. And so if there's anything I can help you with, Will, please let me know, and I'll do my best to fight for whatever it is that you guys need, whether it's the price, whether it's time, whether it's help you guys find a new place. You let me know. Okay, Will?
Okay, I will.
All right, Will. You have a great rest of your day. Great chatting with you. All right. Bye, Will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, and that's how you do it. I mean, I feel bad to interrupt him, but if I don't, I mean, this phone call is going to go on for another like an hour. But anyways, I mean, Will seemed like a really great guy, and he feels bad. I understand. I mean, sometimes I feel like that too. When I get on a phone with somebody and I spend a lot of time and I took a lot of their hours, and we end up not working out a deal, I always want to find a way to make it right for that person because I feel bad, but I don't want him to feel bad. It's just, it's just part of business. It's just part of work. But that's how you build rapport, right? That's how you build rapport. And it's a lot of times, you're not going to close a deal on the first call. You might not close a deal on the second call. You might send a contract and the seller, think about it, and they be like, hey, they have a change of heart, and that's okay. right? But the key is you don't want them to go ghost on you, right? It's like when you, and then they start and block your call, block your text. That's the problem. Now you can't get a hold of them and they don't want to work with you anymore because they felt this pressure from you to like do business together. And you don't ever want to be there, right? Like you don't ever want the seller to feel like that. When they feel like that, it is game over. But this right here is okay. I'll follow up with him in a week. I'll follow up with him in 2 weeks, right? When they're just not ready, they're just not ready, and give them time. Especially he's been living in this thing for like what, 50 years, right? So there's a lot of like sentimental issue, right? Stress that's going through and etc. Okay, so let me share with you guys exactly how I found this deal. And this, guys, was supposed to be a 6-figure wholesale deal. If I split the lots, like if I go the extra mile where I'm going to split the lot, this could make me $300,000. So if I have to be on a phone for an hour and a half with him and listen to the story, do so, okay? So let me share with you guys exactly where we found this seller, okay? So here we go. Boom. I'm going to share you guys. I'm going to share my screen with you. Bam. You see that? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, here's the software that we use to get all of our distressed property lists in any city, any states, like nationwide. So comment your city, your states. I can literally go into your city, your states, and I'm going to pull up the list that got me the seller on the call that we were going to make 6-figure. Like he wanted to walk. Dude, the price was, the purchase price was $717,000. The tax assessed value alone is 1.2 million. 1.2 mil. Like, do you guys understand what I'm saying? That's a 50% off. So literally, anyways, I'll show you guys I'm going to show you how to find deals like this. Okay, Crystal, San Antonio, Texas. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. So when you sign up for this software, it's called kingdata.ai. Your dashboard is going to look exactly like mine. If you need more training videos, you just go here on their dashboard, and here's the training video showing you exactly how to actually use the software. But now all you do is so simple. You just click on property leads. Okay. Here's something I didn't share with you. You want to build a website, your own website. You click on website, and they have their website integrated into the software. All you need is your email address, your business email address, your business name, the phone number, and the email the seller can contact you. And you can get your website set up literally within like 10 minutes or less, because they've done everything for you. It's just plug and play. That's it. So anyways, we go to property leads. Okay, and I mentioned San Antonio, Texas, right? San Antonio, Florida, Texas. Boom. Hold on a second. It's doing the research. 528,000. Okay, now we're going to go on filter. Okay. Do you see that? We click on filter right here at the top. And we're going to get rid of apartments, get rid of others, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. We only want to narrow in on single family or multifamily. Multifamily is anything between 2 to 4 units. That's all we want. Okay. And basically, I went in and I target everybody that has high equity. So which means they owe very, very little on their property. Okay. So we go here. You click on high equity. Boom. There's 206,000 people in San Antonio, Texas, which is too much, right? And then we're going to go down here. We're going to be like, and then we're going to put in the wholesale score. Now, for those of you who don't know what a wholesale score is, what happened is this software, they took 40-something years of data, and then they jam pack it, and they uses AI based on the age of the house, based on their payment history, based on how long they lived there, based on the age of the house, and it will tell you exactly how motivated that seller will sell. So they're going to rank. It's going to rank from 0 to 1,000. 1,000 means they're desperate. But now I'm going to put in a score of 500, right? So put in a score of 500. The higher you go, the smaller the list gets. So there's 12,000 people, okay, that has high equity, which means they owe very little on their property, okay, and they have a score of 500. And then now I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go, and we don't worry about bedroom, bathrooms, because we don't care, okay? But now you're going to go down here, and you're going to go on. So now you can go on here, and you can narrow things down even more. So now we're going to go previous sales information, foreclosure information. So now you can go all the way down to here. Okay. Now we can go here, sellability score. Boom, right there. Okay. So you can filter this even more. So now you'll be like, hey, the property, you want a minimum price. Hey, single family, condos, multifamily, number of bedroom, bathrooms. If you really want to narrow down to how much you want to, like how you want to target. Okay. If there's any liens on the property. Okay. Now you want ownership. How long? So you want this to be individual, not business. We don't want to target business. Okay. We want to target individual. So you click on individual and then years of ownership. Okay. I want them to own the property at least 15 years or more. Boom. So it's going to narrow your list down to even more. And I click on own occupy and then in-state owner. Okay. So hold on a second. Okay. So there's 4,000. So now we narrow the list from 200,000 people down to 4,314 people that has high motivation to sell their property, and they have a lot of equity in their property that you can target. So now the next thing we're going to do is we click on see results. Bam. So Crystal, if I were you, that's exactly the filter that you want to filter, Crystal. And now, well, guess what you're going to do? And what's cool about it is for anyone who signed for the software, guess what? All your skip tracing will be paid for. So I'll take care of all your skip tracing, so you never have to pay for skip tracing again. So now, instead of before that, you would have to take the list, you have to download it, and then you have to upload it to skip trace. But guess what, my friend? They have made it so easy. Now all you do is you click on the property, and then their phone number, their email address, everything will show right here. So hold on a second. And guess what? I want you guys to, this is something that you might not know, and you might. Do not call. The whole do not call now do not apply to real estate investor. You now can. So they just passed a law, and you can Google and you can check and you can verify this information. But before that, we cannot call anyone that's on the do not call list. Otherwise, if they report, we get a fine, yada, yada. I've never gotten a fine. Okay. But now we can call the do not call list. They just removed the law that real estate investor now can call the do not call list. Boom. And you can Google it to verify the information. It is true. Okay. So look, they got their mobile number. They got their email address. You can call, text, and send them an email. And when you get on the phone with them, guess what? All their information about their property is right here, right in front of your eyes. That you can start talking and negotiating a deal. Now, let me share something else with you guys that I might not. Okay? That you guys might not know. So in San Antonio, Texas, by having access to the software, can you see this right here? There's 2 property, Crystal, that's currently under contract right now with another wholesaler. That if you click on contact seller, it'll give you all the information to that wholesaler that you can reach out, Crystal, and start doing JV, which means it's called joint venture. They have a property under contract. You reach out to them. You're like, hey, can I send the deal out to my cash buyer? And if you're able to help bring a buyer to their deal, guess what, my friend? Hold on a second. Lon, just call me. And it's a 50-50 split. Sorry, Lon, just... Okay, so hold on a second. I'm sorry, Lon texted me, so I have to respond to her. Yeah, for those of you who are married, man, you already know how it is. If you don't respond, dude, when I get home, it's going to be this big drama, Madonna drama, and I don't want any drama in my life. Okay, I want to be drama free. So, Crystal, that's what you can do. Okay. So once again, comment in your city, your states. I'm going to pull that exact list for you. And I can tell you right now there how many people in there that you can target. Now, what's cool is that if you have access to this software, you can go in anybody. You can go into any city, any state you want. And if all you want to do is JV, you just find these, right? They're listed at the top. They're highlighted in blue, and you can start JVing with people. Now, I also want to share this with you guys as well. My VA, so someone reached out to me because they follow me. They had a deal under contract. I am praying to God. So my VA was able to leverage this software and found a buyer for their deal. Dude, this is going to be a $250,000 wholesale deal. So if it's a 50-50 split, I'm going to make about $125,000. I don't even know what's going on with the deal. I've never talked to the wholesaler, never talked to the seller, nothing. Never talked to the buyer, none of that. Okay? But my VA was able to get the deal done. And all you do is, for those of you who don't know how to, like, I can, with this software, not only can I find motivated seller, not only I can JV, but you can also build a cash buyer list nationwide. I can literally go into Ruben's market right now in any city, any state that I want, and I can pull a list of 1,000, 10,000 cash buyer at my fingertips, at my disposal. Check this out. Before that, when you want to go into another market, it would take you months because you got to build up your cash buyer list. You got to, it takes time. But with this software, it is insane. So all I need to do is, let's just say I found a deal in over there. So we're going to go back all the way to let's go back to King Data, go click on property leads, and then watch this. Ruben is in Anderson, Indiana. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in, hold on a second. Anderson. I do not even know this market, but watch how I'm going to get a list of cash buyer right in front of your eyes. Indiana, Anderson, right? Indiana, right here. Bam. Look, there's a property under contract in Indianapolis. There's a wholesale deal. This wholesaler is asking $96,000. So if this is the price, I'm guessing this is probably going to be between a $10,000 to $15,000 wholesale fee. So if you're able to bring a buyer to their deal, guess what? It's a 50-50 split. They're going to make $10,000 on it. You get $5,000. Now, $5,000, how long, dude, and if you only pay $149 a month for the software, that $5,000 would have last, it could easily pay for a couple years of this software. And you able to use it for free. Now, we're going to go to filter. Now, I want to get rid of apartments. I want to get rid of others. We can keep multifamily, townhouse, and condo. And all I want cash buyer. Bam. So currently right now, there's 10,000 cash buyer. Okay, in that city, Anderson, Indiana, there's 10,000 cash buyer. And guess what? I'll click on that. And then if I go here, it'll give me right there. Right? It'll give me all the phone number, the email address to that cash buyer. It'll show me the property that they recently bought. So when I get on the phone with them, I'll be like, hey, John, this is Norris. Hey, Norris. Hey, just saw you bought a property located on 203 West 10th Street. Hey, I just got I got another property under contract in that same, very similar to the one that you just bought, right? All the information, all the detail is right there. And then all you do is you just pitch them your deal and see if you can sell for more. Bam. And for those of you who also don't know how powerful this software is, it is insane. So we all know about ChatGPT, right? Where you can tell it to do whatever you want. Well, what happened is they just integrate ChatGPT into their system. So now you can literally sign up, but you have to have a pro account. So the basic account won't give you access to the AI where you can talk to it. So you would have to sign up for the pro account. The pro account is $249 a month. But once again, it's a month to month. You can cancel anytime. You can upgrade. You can downgrade anytime. Let's say you sign up for the pro. You can downgrade it to the basic. If you have the basic, you can always upgrade it to the pro. But what the pro account does is I can literally go there and I'll be like, I can go there and I'll be like, hey, I want to go into Indianapolis, Indiana. Can you pull me a list of everyone who's in tax delinquents and it's vacant? Can you pull me that list? And then you can tell it to pull you that list. And then you can say, hey, you know what? Can you also can you take that list and can you send out some postcard for me? Bam. Because the software also integrates direct mail. So you can send out letters, you can send out postcard just by telling the AI what to do. Hey, pull me the list of absentee owner with high equity, right? And they're in pre-foreclosure. And then take that list and send out a postcard to those homeowners once a month. That AI will do all of that for you. So we have to let go we have to let go to our VAs because now we don't need the admin anymore. We don't need someone who goes in there, pull the list, skip trace the list, upload the list, send out direct mail and go there and then find the market. Oh, it can also, let's just say that I want to go into a completely different market. The market where let's just say I want to go into Pennsylvania. I'll be like, hey, can you find me the hottest market in Pennsylvania? It will tell you, hey, and what is the average wholesale fee that I can potentially make in that market? You can also narrow it down to the city or even the zip code. Find me the hottest zip code in the city. And then pull me a list of absentee owner. And that they own the property for 15 years or more. Like you can literally tell it all of that. It'll pull the list ready to go for you. Now, for those of you who wants to see that, video, I'll drop the link in my description after the live, okay? I'll drop the link in the descriptions. So Jen and I, which is another real estate investor, we spent an hour and a half on it where she will show you exactly how that works. It is insane powerful. So now I honestly believe that you don't need an admin. You and the software, you guys can do this. You don't need to hire anybody. And I also want to address this, is that a lot of you think that you need to have a lot of employee to get to the point where you can make $30,000 a month or $50,000 a month. I'm telling you right now, all you really need is you and maybe one VA. And that is it. And you can literally make $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month, even $100,000 a month. With technology now, you don't need a big team. Okay? If you just want to get to $30,000, $50,000 a month, you can do it just with you, one or two VA. That is it. I think one VA, that's good enough. The one who filter and qualify the lead for you, and then all they do is they just set the appointment. That's it. And then you only call and talk to motivated seller only. Okay? And you can get there. Because now before that, you would have to hire an admin. They would have to go into a market. They would have to determine which is a hot market. They would have to, they would have to do all the research. All right. But now all of that is being taken away because of AI. It is insane. I've never seen something like this in 12 years of being a real estate investor. It had made it so easy. Don't worry. The VA that we let go, we also give them some cash to make sure that they're well taken care of for the next few months for them to find a new job. Okay? So I don't want you guys to go at me, okay? But that's just how it is, with technology, if you know how to leverage it, it'll take your business to the next level. And if you don't, you will be left behind and you will be taken over by other investor who knows how to use it. But I need you guys to understand, the key is sometimes bigger is not always better. Building a big business is not always better. It's about building a lean, mean business. Keep it small, keep it lean, and keep it profitable. At the end of the day, it's how much money do you put in your pocket? That is it. And the time freedom that you're able to have. That's all it matters to me. I don't care about a big business. I care profitable, and then it gives me a time freedom to do what I want to do, when I want to do, where I want to do, and with whoever I want to do it with. All right? So I'll leave the link to that YouTube. It's free, an hour and a half. It will blow you away. And I promise, dude, it will take your wholesaling game to a whole nother level. You will understand how easy it is now to wholesale compare 5 years ago, 3 years ago. And it will get even more crazy. The things that this software is about to do, it's going to get even more crazy. Now, as far as in pricing, I want those of you to understand pricing might change in the future. Because I remember when I first talked about the software, they started out like $97 a month. But at that time, there was barely any, there was not enough tools. And then they start to add more stuff, and then the price increased. So for those of you, I just want to give you a warning, a heads up. So you're not shocked where a month later you sign up and all of a sudden the price change. Because the price can change depending on how much more they added to the software. They want to continue just to add more stuff into it. But whatever price that you're locked in, then your grandfather in at that price, regardless of what they add to the software. Just want to let you know that. Okay, so if you sign up for right now at $149, in the future, if there's more stuff that comes in, and then they increase the price, but you're still locked in at that $149 or $249 a month, whatever it is, okay? Crystal said, if you get the software, do you have the support groups? Yes. So, Crystal, if you get the software, if you need anything like that, there's training, I think as well, that they have. But also, too, if you have any question, any concern, there's a phone number, the technical support. They can always reach out to you and help you as well. But it is very, very, very friendly user and very easy to use. Now, I just want to show you guys how quickly to sign up and which one you should go with. Okay? So all you need to do is go to kingdata.ai, okay? And it's going to take you, I don't know why it goes all the way to the bottom, but there's their contact support, there's their email. They're very fast with getting back, but it's going to take you here. All you need to do is click on Get Started. It'll take you all the way to the bottom, okay? So now you got the basic plan, you got the pro plan. You got the monthly or you got the annual, which means if you pay for the entire year up front, so you pay the entire year up front, you will save about $600 on the basic plan, okay? But if for those of you who's new, you have a tight budget, I would go with the basic, okay? If you're on a tight budget, I would go with the basic because you can always upgrade it later down the road. So it gives you 8 nationwide list type, okay? But you want to click on monthly. So before you check out, just click on monthly. And then all you do is click on Get Started, and it'll take you to the checkout. It's $149.99 a month. You can cancel anytime you want. Skip tracing, you no longer have to pay for it. Before that, you have to pay for it. But I talked to them already. I said, hey, I will take care of all the people who signs up under me. And they'll be like, okay. So I'll pay for all your skip tracing where you never have to worry about paying for skip tracing again. Before that, they were charging people 15 cents per skip tracing. So if you were to skip trace a list of 1,000 people, it would cost you about $100 and some bucks. But now you never have to worry about that again. And let's just say that you drive for dollars and you found a property and you want to skip trace, you can take it home and put in the property address. It'll pull up the property information. It'll give you the seller contact info, the email right there at your fingertips. Okay. But once again, if you have a tight budget and if you're new, I would sign up for the basic plan, try it out and see how you like it. And here's the 8 list type that come with the basic plan. Okay. So the basic plan, here's the 8 list type that you get with, and I'll tell you which one I would target. You get absentee owner, high equity, low equity, active listing, which is you have access to the MLS. Anything that's listed on the MLS, you have access to it. You get access to cash buyer, people who owe their property upside down, tax delinquent activity, and free and clear. Here's the 4 lists that I would target. I'll target absentee owner, target high equity, which means they owe little and they have a lot of equity in their property, tax delinquent, and free and clear. Those are the 4 that I would target. And you want to get a list of about 10,000 people. Okay, maybe 1,000 or 3,000 tax delinquents, and then 3,000 here, 2,000 here, right? Maybe you get a list of 3,000 of absentee owner. You got a list of 5,000 high equity. You got another list of 1,000 people here and 1,000 people here. But you want the list to add up to about 1,000 people or I would say 10,000 people a month. If you can get that, and if you being persistent and call, there should be one deal in there for you. Okay. when you get better at talking, negotiating, that numbers goes down. You might only need a list of a few thousand people to get one deal under contract. And all you need, my friend, is one deal. The average wholesale deal is 20 to 25,000. So if you're able to close just one deal, make 25K, it literally pay for this software for what, 20 years. Okay? So all you need is one deal, because a lot of you don't understand that you guys. So some of you DM me and say, hey, Khang, 149 is a lot. If you think 149 is a lot of money, then let me tell you this. What about not closing a deal because you don't have access to a software like this? A JV deal could have made you $10,000. But because you're like, oh, 149 is too expensive, I'll pass. But what you're passing on is an opportunity that you can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. So this is where I say, hey, don't step over dollars for pennies, right? Most people, what happens is when it's easy for them to go and drop $100 on dinner or $100 on a pair of shoes or a belt or a shirt or a piece of designer clothes. But when it comes to investing in themselves and in their business, they're afraid. Because all they do is they think of what they're losing, right? Because when you go buy a shoes, you'll be like, okay, I give you $100, I get a pair of shoes now, right? But that pair of shoes does not make you money. But what happened is when people invest in themselves, is they don't know if they're going to get a return. You see? And a lot of times when you pay the 149, and let's just say that you go on for 3 months and you got 3 months no deal, and all of a sudden on your 4th month you got a deal and you were able to make $25,000 on that deal. Dude, all it takes is one deal and it would pay for the software 10 times. But people don't think like that, and that's why most people are not successful in business or becoming an entrepreneur, because they keep on thinking what they're losing instead of what you can possibly gain. I mean, now listen, that's just my personal opinion, right? I'm not here to push you to sign up for anything that you don't feel like doing. I'm just here to because a lot of times we need is a mindset shift to think different. Because if you want a different result, if you want to get something different, you got to start thinking different. Does that make sense? Like, you cannot do the same thing and expect to get a different result. So if you want something you never had, you got to be willing to do things you have never done. So if you've been driving for dollars, you've been doing all of this, and you're like, I'm not getting a result. Well, try this. Give it a shot. But you can't just try for a month or two. I would say give it at least 3 months. In those 3 months, my friend, all you need is one deal. So imagine if you got the software and 3 months in, you close one deal. Even if you close one deal every 3 months, that's $100,000 a year. Because the average deal is about $25K. So you make $25,000 every 3 months, that's $100,000 a year that you can add to your income. Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. Okay? I truly hope that this will actually help you guys. Okay? And hopefully this will help you move you in the right directions and help you close that first or the next deal. Because I know some of you already closed 1 or 2 deals already. You'll be like, hey, Khang, now how can I be more consistent? If you want to be more consistent, you need to find a good software that can give you good data. Data is key. You got to get good data, right? Once you get good data, you need to always have leads in your pipeline. Okay, in your pipeline that you can call and talk to. That's the key. And then if you can do that, if you can consistently getting leads into your funnel and you're constantly talking to people, closing one deal a month shouldn't be an issue. Okay, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Crystal, I will leave that link in the descriptions right after this. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Take care. Until next time, let's go get this money. I'm out.